Hi, Bo.
Hi, Sarah.
But we thought we'd come together today and talk about The Tempest. The Tempest in the mid 90s, and Robert Browning, the late and beloved, played Prospero, and I was fortunate to play Ariel. So, did you write this music for this production?
That goes back to the very first production that the Shakespeare Tavern ever did. The very first thing they ever did was The Tempest in that building. There was no kitchen back then. There was no balcony back then. There were no bathrooms. There were porta potties in the parking lot.
Robert had been my acting teacher for a really long time, and we had been in shows together before, but to be on stage with him in this way, um, it's something that I felt as though the love we actually had for each other as people really came through in what we were able to do. So this version of The Tempest was directed by Tony Wright, and for lots of fun reasons, when he approached me about this, he said, do you want to wear a prosthesis or maybe not? And I said, I had never thought about that. And he said, you're a spirit. It just doesn't matter. And I think you would move more freely and be almost more yourself if we make that decision. So we did make that decision, and it just didn't seem to bother the audience or anyone else. It was just sort of presented and accepted, which was lovely.
There was one particular moment in the show, though, where I made a point of taking my eyes off the score to catch what was happening on the stage.
Prospero calls to the spirits, and three of us actually come on stage. It's for the song The Goddesses. And honestly, just for fun one night, I believe in rehearsal, I came on stage and did a cartwheel or a round off or something, which then became part of my entrance. And obviously, of course, it was a one-handed round off.
Yeah.
I would just come through that center door and sort of barrel down and land close to the edge of the stage.
And one of the things that impressed me about that stage, is hollow. So if you don't know exactly how to land on it, you're going to make a lot of noise. And you did that just in absolute silence. I mean, you just sort of ghosted onto the stage with that one-handed cartwheel. I would always make a point of watching that, because I would look up and I would see you do that. And the thought that I always had was, I have no excuse. It was so inspirational. And I just adore telling that story.
You're the best.